Hi everybody and welcome to the Grim Dark Future Firefight Gang War League Season 1, where 4 gangs will fight for glory, experience, and buy upgrades, and of course, possibly die. All the gangs will begin with 150 points, and with these points they will buy their lineup for the first match. And the matches will take place here in the Sector 9 Battle Arena, where there will be 3 objectives to fight for. And all the missions will be the Relic Hunt. So when an objective is captured, the unit will carry it unless it is stunned or knocked out of the game. The gangs will line up at the left and right side of the battlefield. And now let's meet the gangs. The Hidden Gang will be the first gang to participate in the first match, and they have used their 150 points to buy a hidden champion. He's armed with rifle, shock staff, and needle mod, then 2 Psy-Ghosts, 1 armed with heavy claw and 1 with 2 close combat weapons, and then a unit of shadows with shotgun, 3 pistols, 2 knives, and 2 close combat attacks. They all have stealth as a special ability. They go up against the Soul-Snatcher Cults. And the 150 points are spent on a cult leader armed with pistol and close combat weapons, then a neophyte armed with shotgun and heavy pickaxe, and 3 acolytes, all of them with pistol, then 1 with toxic whip limb, 1 with piercing claw, and 1 with mutant claw. And they all have the scout ability. And the Hidden Gang have lined up on the left side of the battlefield. Their deployment zone goes up to the wall of the building. And on the right side, the Soul-Snatcher Cults. But they have the scout ability, so that means they can move before the first round of the game. Before we proceed, we will roll for special objectives that will earn the gangs 10 extra points. A 2 for the Hidden Gang, honor. They must keep the Soul Snatchers out of their deployment zone, and the Soul Snatchers with a roll of 6. And that means they must destroy the most expensive enemy unit, and that is the unit of shadows. Let's see who will activate first. Black dice for the Hidden Gang, a roll of 2. Red dice for the Soul Snatchers, also a roll of 2. We will roll off again. A 3 and a 4 for the Soul-Snatcher Cults. They will activate first. But as mentioned, they have the scout ability, so they can move up to 12 inches before the first round. So these 2 move inside the building, and this one all the way up to the container at the center of the battlefield. Very aggressive, but they are closer to the objectives, and that could be a huge advantage. And with all scout moves completed, let's go to the first round. First one to activate is the acolyte here with the mutant claw. He creeps out of the building and rushes towards the objective. He is right on target. And he seizes the objective, and if no one contests it, he will be able to move with it next round. But that calls for an immediate response from the unit of shadows. They move 6 inches, and from here they fire everything they've got against the acolyte. They need 6s to hit. First 3 pistol shots and 1 hit, and then the shotgun, but those shots fail. So 1 hit, and they need 6s because he is in cover. The pistol is an AP nothing weapon, so he will defend with a 5, but he fails that one, so that shot is good. He is hurt, wounded, and goes down with 1 wound. And then he'll have to make a roll on the wound chart. And a 3 is not enough to knock him out. He is stunned. Next up, the Acolyte with the Toxic Whip Limp. And he could have chosen the objective just in front of him, but instead he hides inside the container here and he seizes the middle objective. Again, the hidden gang will respond. The Psy-Ghost with the claw is exactly 12 inches away, so he can charge and he can attack. He will need a 5, so he's all good with a roll of 6, and the huge claw is AP 4, so the Acolyte will need a 6 to defend. And he fails, of course. So he goes down 1 wound and he will have to roll on the wound chart. And that's a 5. So he is knocked out of the game. The Psy-Ghost scores an XP and the first casualty of the game. Now this Acolyte could attack the Psy-Ghost, but instead he chooses to seize the objective, and from this position he can fire at the unit of shadows with his pistol. He will need a 6 because they are in cover and they also have stealth, but he is nowhere near a hit. The other Psy-Ghost moves closer to the center of the battlefield, but he hides inside this building to see what happens in the next round, I guess. The cult leader is well within reach of the central container and the objective, so he also chooses to charge inside the container and attack the Psy-Ghost with the claw, who has already fought. He has 2 attacks hitting on 4s, so one of them is good. AP nothing, so the Psy-Ghost will defend on a 5, which he doesn't. So 1 wound to the Psy-Ghost, and that could be the end of him. Let's see the roll on the wound chart. No, it's a 1, so he is only stunned, but so far the cult leader have seized the objective. Now the hidden gang leader lurks around the corner. He could move out in the open, but he would be a possible target for the neophyte with the shotgun here. So what does he do? He takes the chance, moves up to the corner, and he is the only one with a firing range above 12 inches. He has a rifle with a 24 inches range, so he can shoot from here and target the cult leader. He would need a 5 to hit because the cult leader is in cover, but nowhere near. And as predicted, the neophyte moves to the corner of the other building, and he can target the leader with his shotgun. 2 shots hitting on 5s. And one of them is good. It's an AP1 weapon, so the hidden gang leader will need a 6 to block the shot. And he fails, so he takes 1 wound. Still has 2 left, though. And that was the last activation of the first round. The Soul-Snatchers have seized 2 objectives, but they have also lost 1 Acolyte. So it's way too early to say anything about who can win this battle. Let's proceed to round number 2. The 3 shadows activate first. They move out into the open. They do not charge, but they stay very close to the objective and the 2 acolytes. And from here, they split their shots. 2 shotgun shots against the stunned acolyte and 3 pistol shots against the one seizing the objective. They will hit on 5s. So let's begin with the shotgun shots. And 1 hit here will immediately take out the stunned acolyte. And there is a hit. So he is removed and 1 XP to the unit of shadows. Now the 3 pistol shots against the other acolyte, also hitting on 5s. And again, 1 hit. It's AP nothing, so he can defend with a roll of 5. And let's see. No, not even close, so he goes down with 1 wound. Now let's see if he can stay in the battle or they can take him completely out. F5. So what a performance by the shadows here. They take out 2 acolytes in 1 activation. They do not seize the objective though. They are not close enough. The Soul-Snatcher Cult is now below half strength, and something drastic has to be done. The neophyte with the shotgun targets the leader. With 2 good shots he can take him down. He needs 5s. And only 1 hit. But let's see if he can defend. And he can with a 6. He shakes it off like nothing. And inside the container, the stunned Psy-Ghost jumps back up on his feet, but he cannot do anything else with this activation. Instead, the cult leader tries to take him down again with his 2 close combat attacks. He hits on a roll of 4, so 1 hit, and that will take a roll of 5 to defend. And he makes it with a roll of 5. The Psy-Ghost is better in defense because the return strike doesn't really give any results. So, the leader of the hidden gang, what will he do? He could charge with his shock staff, but he could also choose to shoot twice. One here with his rifle, he needs a 4 to hit, and the other with the needle mod. It's a 4, so he hits. It's a poisonous hit, so if it had been a 6, he would have multiplied the hits with 3. Now let's check the defense roll. A 5 is needed, so that's not good enough. The neophyte goes down with 1 wound, and he rolls a 2, so he is safe for now, only stunned. But maybe not for long. The Psy-Ghost here lurking in the building charges against the stunned neophyte, and by doing so he immediately takes him out of the game. What a catastrophic round for the Soul-Snatcher Cults. The cult leader is the only one left. He has to make a morale test, and with a 6 he is certainly brave enough to stay around. At the end of the second round, the hidden gang really did some damage. They have captured the lower objective, but the cult leader is the only one left inside the container. His only chance is that he activates first. Let's go to the third round. The battle of the container continues. The cult leader is determined to bring down the Psy-Ghost. He attacks again with his 2 close combat attacks, hitting on 4s. And again he makes a solid hit that will take a 5 to defend. So this must be the end of the Psy-Ghost. He goes down now with 2 wounds. And of course he once again will have to make a roll on the wound chart. And he makes it again. He goes down, but he is still only stunned. The cult leader's only hope seemed to fade quickly. Now let's see what the rest of the hidden gang will do. The shadows here will capture the upper objective. And that means they now control 2 out of the 3 objectives. And the Psy-Ghost, who refuses to be knocked out, jumps up from his stunned condition, so he is once again back on his feet. Now the gang leader advances 6 inches, and from this position he can fire both his weapons at the cult leader. The rifle first, he hits on a 5. Nope. And then the needle mod, the poisonous needle mod, also a failed shot. And the second Psy-Ghost here runs away with the objective. Back into the deployment zone. He really plays it safe here. And once again, the cult leader will have to take a morale test. He needs a 4 and, well, he made it again. He refuses to give up. The cult leader might be brave, or maybe he's just stupid. he seems to have no chance left, but we will see in round 4. As a final act of desperation, the cult leader once again attacks the Psy-Ghost with his 2 close combat attacks. As usual, he will hit on a 4. And there is 1 hit, again. And the Psy-Ghost will have to come up with a 5. And he fails. So once more he goes back down. And now with 3 wounds and a 1 on the wound chart, he is still only stunned. I can't believe it. But he refuses to go down for good. And of course, he just gets back up. Last activation is the Master, the champion of the hidden gang. He will fire twice against the cult leader. He needs a 5 with his rifle and a 5 with the needle mod, and both of them fail. So no further damage is done, but the hidden gang will take a victory here in the first match of the Gang War League, and the cult leader will get out of there alive. With 2 objectives seized at the end of round 4, it's more than enough to give the victory to the hidden gang, and they will earn 2 victory points, and they will earn 20 points for their secondary objective as well. And here the gang with the earned XP from this match. A very solid performance by the unit of Shadows. They now have 3 experience points. And now let's check the Soul-Snatcher Cults. The cult leader will earn 1 XP. The neophyte will have to roll to see his fate. And with a 1, he is dead. And the acolyte here, he recovers. The acolyte with the mutant claw also recovers. And the final one, a roll of 5, so he also recovers. None of them earn any additional XP. And the neophyte here, well, he's gone. So here we have it, the results after the first match in the Gang War League. Thanks for watching. I hope you'll join me for future battle reports.